morning, guys. Welcome back to another installment of Our Stardew Life. Today, doing something a little different. That sun is kind of bright. Even though it's overcast, it's still bright. But we gotta go take a look at the coops. We're gonna take a closer look at the coops because the chicks at this point are about 2 weeks old. They're not ready to go in the coops yet, but they will be soon. We need to make sure these coops are ready for them. So I'm just walking through right now, past the garage, to where the coops are. We do have some lovely crocus patches growing in, unrelated to the coops, but on the route from the house to the coops, past where the kids are, or past where the kids' play places. Not where the kids are, they aren't here now, they're not inside, they're not outside. They're actually at school right now. But heading on over to the coops, through the trees and all the brush. We've got the two coops that we're going to be using. So, coop one is this nice brown coop here. I don't think this is going to be the one we're using at first, though. I think we're going to use the white coop, which is in back here. The white coop, shorter fence, but that should be fine. The only thing I need to worry about is I need to get the fence straightened up because there's some spots where it's sagging. Looks like that's one of the posts there that came out, so I'll have to put a post back in. And I have to put the gate back up because the gate's gone. Otherwise, the fencing is pretty good here. And this one is ready to use. But here's the rub. I can't just fix the gate and throw the chickens in. And the reason I can't just fix the gate and throw the chickens in is even though that would make this area where I'm standing perfectly suitable for the chickens, I want to make sure both areas are clear and both areas are good. And the previous, I'm not sure if it was the previous homeowners, but at some point I heard there were goats living in these coops, which is fine. Like, have live in the coop, whatever you want, but the coops did a number on the trees in here. If you notice, they've got no bark left. The bark on these trees is entirely gone, entirely shredded, which means these trees are likely standing dead at this point. I don't think they're going to survive much longer. Now, they may grow back a bit this spring. They are evergreens and they didn't die over the winter, but these trees need to go. And in order to fell these trees, they're gonna have to fall somewhere. Now, ideally, I don't want them to fall in that coop or this coop. I would like them to fall this way into the open field. But the fence is in the way. Now, the fence, as you can see, is already damaged. The poles are all ripped half out of the ground and whatnot, so I'm going to be redoing this fence anyways. So the steps are going to be, I need to take down this patch of fence. Then once that's taken down, I will have to fell these trees, clear them out of this area, clean up this area, and then build the other coop, gate, and get it ready for chicks. I don't want to put the chicks over there. Oh, there's the pumpkin. I don't want to put the chicks over there until these trees are gone because of the risk of these things falling the wrong way and damaging the fence and letting the chicks out. So that's what I got a plan to do now. Now, I'm probably not going to start that today because it is Monday and I'm busy with other things. But I just thought I'd give you guys a brief update on what we're planning to do. So that way, if I start it before, bringing the camera out, I don't have to show you what I'm planning when I remember halfway through, oh shit, I should be recording this. Hey there, pretty boy. What are you doing in behind the fence? Huh? Come on out this way. Come on out. Come on out. Follow the fence. There's an opening. You got in. You can get out. Come on. Come here. There you are, buddy. Oh, so good boy. Who's a good boy? Oh, that's a good boy. Oh, oh, good scritchy scratchy. Yeah. Oh, that's a good boy. Seems I've got a companion following me along here. My own little shadow as I go for a quick walk this morning. Yeah, I'm mostly just out to get a little bit of fresh air, stretch the legs. Sitting all winter, not doing very much. I mean, did stuff in the winter, but not a whole lot. That sedentary lifestyle really did a number on my knees. I'm gonna have to go around the property, get a bit more walks in so that I can, you know, have the endurance to keep walking as time goes. But yeah, snow is all gone. And while the ground's still a little soft and squishy, like, I don't know how well you can see that, like it's still spongy down there. It will harden as things dry out. Over Easter, when we had some of the neighbors over, learned a little bit more about just the history of this place. And apparently back in here, all these trees are a fruit tree of some sort. I don't know what fruit, but apparently they're fruit trees. So I will have to see what starts sprouting when the season comes. In addition, down by the river, apparently blueberries tend to grow in. So I look forward to seeing that. There's a lot of standing dead branch here though that's gonna have to be cleaned up. So I'm gonna, over the next couple of weeks, be gathering all this stuff, dragging it all back to the house so I can start breaking it down into firewood. This stuff that's too small to be, you know, logs on its own, I'll be breaking into smaller, manageable chunks, and then from those smaller chunks, bundling them up with some, you know, flammable twine, and have that as little bundles of kindling to keep the fireplaces going. Yeah, that's a good balance point. But for now, just grab them by hand. I don't have a wagon or anything I can grab them by, so just keep a pattern of every time I walk around, don't walk back to the house without a log in hand. A branch in hand. Get them all gathered up next to the driveway where I can start breaking them down. But yeah, that's it for this little walkthrough here. I will talk to you guys more when we start taking down the fence. It is about 7:15 in the morning. It is Saturday, so I have the day off work. I will likely be driving the child into work though, and I am driving the wife into work tonight, so there is some driving in my future, but we need to get some stuff done around the yard. We need to get some stuff done around the house. It is the 3rd weekend of April. Let me double check the date. It is 22nd today, April 22nd. So it's actually the 4th Saturday of April, because April started on a Saturday. And there's a lot of shit we need to get done. A lot of stuff. I'm going to be doing some work on the old chicken coops, specifically tearing down that fence, like I mentioned earlier. So that's what I'm going to be starting to work on today. Our hot tub. We have a hot tub that was left behind by the previous owners. Over the winter, it sprung a leak, so I'm thinking maybe a pipe burst. If I have some time today and I still have energy, I might take a look at that as well. So if that's the case, I'll bring you guys along for that. I know it's been a while since the video's been posted up. I've been having some struggles with Dropbox. Dropbox is how, when the channel first started, I was transferring files from my phone to my work computer. Because for whatever reason, when I hook my iPhone directly to my computer and do a file transfer, the file transfers keep failing halfway through. So I figured I'll use a cloud-based thing, so that way I can transfer between all my computers easily. The uploads from Dropbox to iPhone have just gotten worse and worse. turns out that Dropbox as an app gets put to sleep by the iPhone iOS as soon as it's not active on the screen. But my phone has a 5-minute screen lock for, security reasons. So every 5 minutes, my transfer's stopping. That's not cool. So hopefully, by the time this video went up, excuse me a moment. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Hopefully, by the time this video goes up, I'll have sorted that problem out and figured out a new way to transfer my files. But let's get on with our day.
So now that I've detached the top half of the fence from the actual posts, all that's left is a wire that is threading the smaller chicken wire top fence from the larger wire bottom fence. So just untangling that to try and save the wire that was used to thread it together, so at a later time I could rethread it. Unfortunately, I wound up losing this wire, so that was a pointless endeavor, but either way, that's what's going on now. Now, obviously, while I'm doing this, it's not easy to talk to the camera, so this is an after the time voiceover. Now, this is how I have been spending my weekends so far this spring, is getting stuff set up around the house, doing yard maintenance, tree maintenance, fence maintenance, and hopefully workshop maintenance at some point too. What have you been doing this spring? How have you been spending your off time? Has the weather warmed up to a point where you guys are able to get things done? Or has it already gotten too hot by this point and now you just want to stay inside with a nice cool glass of iced tea and try and stay away from the heat? Let me know how you guys are handling spring so far, and if you guys have any major projects going on, what's going on? Tell me about them. I'd love to hear your stories of success and or failure in the comments down below.
Well, that's something I didn't expect. The fence is buried. How deep is it buried? Okay. Oh yeah. There you go. Okay. So this was... All right, so here, see what happened to the post. This metal sleeve held the post in place. It busted. If I can get a new one of these, this post is still good. So that's step one of this weekend's project, clearing the fence so I can walk on through. I didn't realize the fence was buried, but we got her out. I'm thinking I may want to replace all these post stands because they're looking a little worse for wear. Like here, see, the post stand is good, but it's not all the way down. So, and like this one here, it's barely in the ground. Like there's still several inches. So it looks like these posts were put in, but it's eroded since. Now this post here did actually snap. So if I replace the post to it, I can stick it in on the top, because the post is still a good solid piece of wood. It's just the bottom snapped. I got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 posts. So if I get 7 of those metal post holders, I can replace all these. But that means I'll have to reattach the fence from scratch. If that's the case, I may as well just redo this whole area. It's not a today project, but maybe I can at least get these trees down today and get them out of here. Alrighty guys, well, it's time to try and take these trees down. I'm just gonna grab the chainsaw and see if I can fell these. Wish me luck.
Turn the volume of the chainsaw footage down, because I'm sure y'all don't want to just sit here listening to the sound of a chainsaw nonstop. I mean, some people are into chainsaw ASMR. I don't mind the noise of them myself, but I thought it was a little more important for you guys to be able to hear what I'm saying right now. So, when I did this, I had no idea what I was doing. I will be completely honest. I purchased the chainsaw. I own a splitting axe, not a felling axe, a splitting axe. And I just approached it knowing if I cut a wedge out of it, it should fall in that direction. And I wasn't necessarily wrong, but my technique is horrible. Do not approach a tree the way I do. I've since, thanks to the YouTube algorithms being as they are, have had recommended to me so many lumberjacking, chainsaw using, tree felling videos that had never been recommended to me prior to me cutting these trees down.
See, the problem I'm running into is this. I can't get a good angle on the cluster of 3. Suppose I could try and come at it from this side here. All right, I'll try that.
So, the first thing I want to say is don't do what I'm doing. The biggest mistake I made with this, through most of this endeavor, first off, for the first chunk of it, I was in front of the tree that I was intending to fell. I was cutting directly from the direction in which I was hoping the tree would fall. That wasn't just incorrect. That was dumb. Thankfully, I was not injured. I made it through okay. Secondly, I haven't been planning my cuts very well. I've just been going at it and winging it. Now granted, most of what I do on the homestead is just winging it. And that is what I promised when we first started the channel, is I will include my mistakes and the things I do wrong. And this is one of them. But for yourselves, always make sure that when you're chopping a tree down, you approach it in a way that not only do you have a means of getting away from the tree once it starts to fall, a clear path of escape that is free of as much debris as possible, plan your cuts better. As you'll notice, I am struggling with this cluster of 3. Now, they're in a bad spot, but I could have approached this so much better. What would have probably been the smart idea is down at the bottom where they all meld into one tree, I should have just cut it right there and treated them as a single tree, as opposed to trying to cut them as individual trees. But live and learn. These are the mistakes made and the lessons learned from them. Hopefully next time I'm cutting trees, I will approach it from a much safer and effective manner.
Like, look at this. The tree is not attached anymore. It's just hanging, but it's stuck in its own branches. Now the way it's leaning, it's going the way I want it to go. It's just not coming down. Okay, here it's coming. Here you come. There we go. Tree is down. The first of many. Hey guys, turns out my camera stopped recording. Wow, I did the bulk of what happened and dealt with a little problem. As you can see, the big tree is down, but it didn't fall the way I wanted it to. It landed right on the gate. Gate was destroyed. That's fine. I plan on rebuilding this whole fence anyways. That's just all the more reason to do so. I had to use the saw to chop the tree into chunks so I could get half of it on this side of the gate and half it on the other side gate off because it was stuck and I couldn't get to it. So that was about an hour of carefully reapproaching and coming back to it. And I got half the tree over there, half the tree over there, a bunch of it here at my feet. And unfortunately, since my camera stopped recording, all you guys got was the first of the 3 chunks of tree. I had to end up chopping the other 2 as a single tree because their branches were intertwined like they were the first time. And because of that, it didn't quite break the way I wanted it to, and didn't go the way I was planning on it going. It went at an angle. No one got hurt. I was nowhere near the path of it falling, which is good, but it did not. While I wanted to go one way, it still went this way, but it went and then veered off to the side and landed right in between the 2 posts of the gate and then pulled it out of the ground. You can still see some of the branches there on the fence line. So I was planning on potentially redoing this fence anyways. Looks like I'm gonna have to. But as I said, that is all I'm gonna be able to get done today. I am pooped after fighting with that. I'm gonna go inside, wash up. Yeah. We'll get the other trees behind me done maybe tomorrow, time permitting. I have to head to the airport in the morning, but maybe in the afternoon I'll have some time to chop those down. And yeah, once we can get them out of this fenced area, I can take them out, start chopping the branches off the logs, getting them ready to be burned, get the logs chopped up into firewood. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm gonna say good night, goodbye, whatever it is for you guys today. Me from the future may pop in with an update tomorrow. I don't know. If not, have yourselves a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and a good night. And until next time, take care, my friends.